So many of you asking about these beautiful T-shirts that we're wearing, and they're absolutely magnificent, aren't they? The face of Tata Madiba. It's the countdown, the final countdown to the centenary. And as you know, his birthday is on the 18th of July, and so this is the countdown. We'll be giving you all of those details. I think they're trying to sell 1 million of these T-shirts, and you'll be able to get one of them. But Selo Hatang from the Nelson Mandela Foundation will be coming in to talk to us all about that, so details are coming your way. But right now, let us go to KZN. Some of the supporters of former President Jacob Zuma are this morning taking part in a march in preparation for his court appearance at the Durban High Court later on this morning. Let's cross over to our reporter, Sbongakonke Mbatha. She's been following it from the early hours of this morning, I'm sure from last night as well. I know there was a vigil, but you've been observing this, Sbonga, and the march is going to start. But in the beginning, when we crossed you, there were a few hundred people, maybe a handful, actually, I might be exaggerating, but they were expecting up to about 10,000 people. How's it looking? Has it grown?
Good morning once again, Leanne. We are still assembled here at King Dinizulu Park. As you can see behind me, like you've just mentioned, that we are expecting 10,000 people to assemble here ahead of the march. But right now, they're slowly gaining momentum. As you can hear behind me, some of the supporters have already gathered in song, trying to attract that energy, trying to attract more people to continue coming. Of course, the march is expected in the next hour or two, but of course, they are slowly trickling in. As the day progresses, we remain hopeful that we will be seeing the numbers that are promised, which is 10,000 supporters expected to assemble here and march all the way to the Durban High Court. But just to give you a feel of what's happening around us, if my colleague Zamongobo can just pan over to my left, where we see a large contingent of police. They did mention earlier on that there is a large contingent of police that has been deployed just outside the Durban High Court, as well as in and around the King Dinizulu Park, to make sure that as the march starts, everything is in order as well. We do witness that the road closure hasn't really happened on this side, because the march will start from this point on and move on over to Pixliga Seme Road, but the road is still not closed as yet, but we will be seeing that happening in the next few minutes. But all over around us, Leanne, as you can see, we are seeing party regalia, which was condemned by the NEC to be used for this gathering all over. We can see that there are quite a few small businesses which have laid out party regalia to be sold and be available for the marches this morning. But we will see as the day progresses whether we hear any word or stern warning once again that is advising the former president's supporters to not wear party regalia ahead of court this morning. We will remember that former President Jacob Zuma is due to appear at the Durban High Court this morning around 9:30. He is, of course, facing 16 charges, which include racketeering, money laundering, and corruption. But as you can hear behind me, they are chanting in song in Nguni, saying that Wenzeni Uzuma, basically saying that they want all these charges to be dropped. What has the former president done? But as the day progresses, we will be keeping you up to date in terms of when the march is starting. Thank you, Leanne.
Sbonga, thank you very much. We'll catch up with her a little bit later on when that march does begin. And just know that we've got our eye on the ground, and we'll certainly be getting all of the updates to you throughout the